So I think that, so let me what does that mean exactly? Can we move this forward to have Sean sign documents to forward to the state to start
Oh,
the
yeah.
acquisition?
Oh,
Start the
yeah, there's a
transfer?
resolution.
Okay.
I was actually speaking to some of the other things that have come up in this discussion. So that's my distraction. My apologies. Yeah, we're certainly going to vote on the motion.
Yeah, if we're going to
Before
approve
us.
it tonight, I think, Mr. Slocum is referring to forming or referring to
Right.
committee.
Because it
And that could
seems to
happen.
me that that has to follow, but obviously that's not a roadblock for
Yeah, I
for
think
this
we'll have
motion.
plenty of time once we send the $1,000 check to the state and Sean signs everything off for the state to do what it needs to do to start getting the property in our hands, for sure.
And
Okay.
again, to the point raised earlier, we will get final clarity on that highway line question, which I believe had been looked into before. We'll confirm it one more time.
Okay. So with the reminder from staff that there's a motion on the floor, no further discussion. I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Okay, well, you guys know what to do, and we'll get on it with whatever's appropriate as soon as possible with whoever takes it over. Okay. We now move along to E, which is approval of administrative assistant, one job descriptions, parks and recreation, and fire departments. I'm not sure I read that right. It seemed awkward.
There's two different.
Okay. So with that, Ms. Nichols.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is a resolution from, be it resolved that the Town Council approves Resolution 071222-5. Be it resolved that pursuant to the recommendation of the Personnel Committee, the Town Council approves the Administrative Assistant 1 job descriptions for Parks and Recreation and Fire Departments as presented.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second. Thank you, Mr. Walsh. Ms. Nichols?
All right, this is part of what personnel is doing to streamline and make clear the just descriptions of positions. This is the position Administrative Assistant 1, classified as an N1 position, 1 for Park and Rec, and 1 for the Fire Department. Each are similar in tasks. They will be, the Parks and Rec will do various clerical tasks and report to the Assistant Director of Parks and Rec, and do the office functions. They'll be receptionist and they'll do the reports and so on and so forth. And the Fire Department one is very similar. That one is going to report to, I believe, the Fire Chief. And the location there will be, both of them will be located in the Fire Department and the Park and Rec Department unless there's some requirement for a temporary change in spot to accomplish a job. Each of these descriptions that we're presenting have been much more specific in the description of the required skills and knowledge that will be asked of any candidate for these jobs. Both need to have had courses in typing and business and office practices, and they need to have computer experience. Park and Rec in particular with the municipal system that will allow registrations for Park and Rec and so on, and the Fire Department with Office and Windows, but that's all clarified. You have the information here in front of you. And they're just simply the descriptions of these jobs that we're asking you to approve tonight.
Thank you for that. Is there any questions? Ms. Pavano?
I just want to know, are these new positions or is this a promotion?
These are new positions
Okay.
that we applied, we approved them in the budget. Right.
Okay, thanks.
We're voting on both of them on this one.
On this one, because they're so similar. They have the same qualifications, basically.
Thank you.
Any other questions or calls for clarity or anything? Okay, so I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you. And the second one is Resolution 071222-6. Be it resolved that pursuant to the recommendation of the Personnel Committee, the Town Council approves the minutes clerk job description as presented. And again, we, in an effort to do, just as I said before, streamline these descriptions. We are looking to amend or change or renew the description of minutes clerks. The minutes clerks will report to the assistant town manager, again, an N1 classification. The work will be performed primarily in conference rooms and locations in town for site visits. The minutes can be performed typed and be performed off-site. The town will provide all the equipment necessary, and there will be specific recommendations as to how those reports will be filed. The skills and abilities will be able to listen to discussions and understand the content and judge the comments, and knowledge of all the Microsoft Word programs will be important. Again, it's just clarifying the job description, so when they go out for to hire somebody, we have a clear understanding exactly what the jobs will entail. Any questions? Don, what do we?
Mr. Walsh.
And then we had discussed it. The number of minutes clerk positions, we haven't decided on as of yet.
No, we have not.
That's something that we're going to have to,
Right.
because it'll have to be put into the budget, I'm assuming.
It will. And I think that we decided that will be determined by the needs of the departments. In some cases, some of the minutes may be taken by a town employee that we have already is employed. In some cases, it will be somebody else, but there will be a list of available clerks, and each clerk that's on that list will be hopefully assigned to a particular commission or board, so that they know that their job is always on Tuesday nights and whatever. But there will be backup in the case that somebody's not able to fulfill the duties. Peter, do you have any other comments? We good?
Okay, so just for the record, there was a motion. There was a second from Mr. Walsh. There's been discussion. If there's no further discussion, I will call for a vote on this. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Okay. We move on to G, which is a call for a public hearing for consideration of an additional appropriation of $170,000 from the Water Pollution Control Department fund balance to finance the adopted fiscal year 2022-2023 capital budget project for WPCD treatment plant equipment replacement in lieu of bonding. With that, I'll read the resolution. We can vote on it. Be it resolved, the town council, be it resolved, the town council approves resolution 071222-7. Be it resolved, the town council shall hold a public hearing at 7:00 on Tuesday, August 9th, 2022, to consider the additional appropriation of $170,000 from the Water Pollution Control Department WPCD fund balance to finance the adopted fiscal year 2022-2023 capital budget project for WPCD treatment plant equipment replacement in lieu of bonding, and an amendment to the FY 2023 WPCD operating budget to support said appropriation. Be it further resolved, the town manager shall cause notice of said public hearing and be posted and published according to law.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. All those in favor? Motion carries unanimously. I'll follow this up for another call for a public hearing as follows. Be it resolved, the town council approves resolution 071222-8. Be it resolved, the town council shall hold a public hearing at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, August 9th, to consider the additional appropriation of $125,000 from the Water Pollution Control Department fund balance to finance the adopted fiscal year 2022-2023 capital project for upgrading waste thickening control panels in lieu of bonding, and an amendment to the FY 2023 WPCD operating budget to support said appropriation. Be it further resolved, the town manager shall cause a notice of said public hearing to be posted and published according to law.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Walsh, for the second. Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. With that, we now move on to our monthly status reports, town manager reports. And with that, Mr. Town Manager.
1 second. I just put mine down on this one. I will borrow Sandy's. Thank you. It's in this stack of papers somewhere. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I will briefly walk through the town manager's report, leading off as we have for the last couple of years now with COVID-19 pandemic data. You'll see, I'll just direct your attention to the graph there with our 3-day average yellow line. Been fluctuating pretty significantly over the last couple of months. As I say in the report, this is in part, as we all know, due to the prevalence of in-home testing. The official data we're receiving from DPH is a little skewed, I think, with smaller denominators, if you will. But you're seeing, though, the spikes as we've had a couple of spikes there over the 10% mark. If you take them all on average, there's still, and as we know anecdotally, a number of COVID cases around town and in our workforce from time to time, and we're all working through it as best we can. So just a reminder to folks to make sure if they have symptoms of any kind to get tested and try your best to stay away from others. Moving on from the COVID-19 data, just another reminder to folks, if you do need test kits, you can pick them up. We have them available at our library and our Human Services Department during regular operating hours. So please bring a proof of residency, but we do still have available test kits if you need one. Up next, household hazardous waste disposal and electronics recycling collection this Saturday, July 16th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. The Regional Water Authority's Haz Waste Central will be hosting safe and free household hazardous waste disposal and electronics recycling. This will be at 90 Sergeant Drive in New Haven. Pre-registration is required, and there's a link there at rwater.com. We've now this month officially announced the bands for each of our Bartlett Beats concerts that we announced last month. So you'll see them listed there, July 22nd, 29th, August 5th, and August 12th, and the various bands assigned to each of those. It should be a great, some great shows, and we hope for some great weather. And I believe I'd have to confirm, I think John left. I think the plan for the last concert, if I'm not mistaken, but I'll get that information out there, will be to have one of the concerts at the proposed future location of the bandstand, band shell area at Bartlett South. I think it is the last one, correct? Thank you. Okay, it's the August 12th, Friday, August 12th. Nice. So try to make them all, but if you can make that one, you'll get a kind of a sense for the location there at Bartlett South. Also, more concerts at Mixville Park, July 27th and August 10th. The Rec Department, along with the Cheshire Public Library, are hosting a summer concert series at Mixville Park with those two remaining dates. There's also transportation available for senior center members on a first-come, first-served basis, should you need it. Also, just a reminder, we're coming up on the Cheshire Fall Festival, scheduled for Friday, September 9th, and all day Saturday, September 10th, beginning with that Food Truck Friday, as we have done traditionally, and again, the main festival on Saturday, September 10th. For more information, please go to CheshireFestival.com. And a few brief economic development updates and a reminder, tomorrow, Rebel Interactive Group will be celebrating their official ribbon cutting tomorrow. Everyone here on the Town Council, please, if you make time to be there, it should be a great event at 4 p.m. tomorrow. That's at 535 West Main Street, the old Furniture Barn location. Rebel has been named Inc. 5000, one of Inc. 5000's fastest growing companies multiple years in a row. Digital marketing firm agency has called Southington home for nearly 8 years, but the company has grown exponentially even through the pandemic, and the needs of their clients and employees have shifted. Rebel leadership acknowledged that a change in space was needed to reflect the change in their mindset. So again, thank you to Andrew for these write-ups, but their new 30,000 square foot headquarters is now here in Cheshire, and we're happy to welcome them officially tomorrow. A few more updates. Property at 306 Highland Avenue opposite Hinman Street has received approval for demolition of the existing former nail salon and construction of a 5,000 square foot dental office. The Learning Experience has submitted plans for a 10,000 square foot childcare center at 435 Highland Avenue. That's the vacant lot across from the entrance to Highland School. Jersey Mike's sub shop is nearing completion with an approximate opening of August 1st. Rough inspections are complete on the expansion of Marbridge on West Main Street, with site work commencing for a new parking area and additional landscaping. Also, Xerox Corporation submitted plans for their fit out of a 30,000 square foot vacant space located at 345 McCausland Court. Former tenant Imperial Pools relocated to 617 West Johnson Avenue in April. And finally, Sweet Claude's, as we discussed last meeting, has officially announced their relocation schedule to the ball and socket facility on West Main. Their last day in their present location on South Main will be Sunday, July 17th, and they anticipate reopening their new location at the beginning of August. And that's it, Mr. Chairman.
That's great. That's a great report. Any questions for the town manager? No questions for the town manager. How do you like that? Okay. Well, you have the other status reports, police and fire. You can study those at your leisure. Thank you for those reports. And I'll now ask for reports of committees of the council. To my left, planning,
Report.
okay. Mr. Bellaverde.
No report on them. We already discussed.
Terrific. Ms. Nichols.
I have a brief report from Personnel Committee. Council members will be receiving tomorrow or the next day surveys in our quest to develop a better way to accurately assess our goals and objectives. We've come up with a rating sheet for you to look at the objectives that we've had and how well we've achieved those objectives and where we're going to go with it in the future. We're asking you to take a look at them. There is room on those sheets to evaluate the town manager's performance and the result of the objectives that we've had in place now well over the time limit that we should have of a year and a half instead of a year. But they have been completed. Sean has contributed his own comments about those objectives and his own comments about how he sees that has worked. And in those evaluations, there are places for you to write in comments because we felt that oftentimes when we did an evaluation, it became just a conversation around the table and everybody said, you're doing a great job. But we would like to have some feedback for Sean to say if you have any questions or if you have any concerns, that you have the ability to write down that thing. So we're asking you please to take a look at them. They're a little bit lengthy, but it's really important to get them done for the joint personnel council meeting on the 26th of this month so we can actually institute the goals and objectives, which should have been done by July 1st. So please do your homework and read them carefully.
And we're gonna receive them how?
You're receiving them emailed. You'll be able to do it right online, right? They're fillable forms.
They are, yeah, they're fillable
Sit there
PDF
at your
forms.
computer and fill it. in.
If anyone would like a paper copy, we can obviously just do that as well.
Okay.
This is what they are. Okay, so you'll see
Yep.
performance evaluation.
Okay. And this is the brainchild of?
This is the brainchild of the Personnel Committee.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's good. Because I know we had a consultant involved in some of these things and
Well, some of the recommendations we've made were based on some of the feedback we got from that
Excellent.
event. Yes, absolutely. But we took that and put it into our mixing machine and came out with something that was appropriate for
Excellent.
us.
And Mr. Chair, that'll be used as well to set the goals for July 1, 2022,
Got you.
back a couple weeks ago, and June 30th of next year.
Okay, excellent. Good. Sounds like you guys work hard.
Try.
It's good. Excellent. Mr. Walsh.
No report right now, but it looks like I will be getting referral and I already have one, so we'll be meeting. Looking forward to meeting with my solid waste group shortly.
Excellent. Ms. Barry, no report. Mr. Mylone, you've reported. Okay. With that, we will go to the referral of a bulky waste to solid waste committee. That's pretty much it.
Simple.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't even want to say miscellaneous, but it's always there. I know we adopted that agenda a long time ago. I have nothing for miscellaneous, but we will move along to miscellaneous and appointments. And I'll again start on my left if anyone has any ideas.
No report.
Yeah, I have to speak again
Good.
tonight. I do have one nomination and I would like to offer,
Too early for
I'm sorry, appointments to boards. Oh, sorry.
No report.
Of course, I have a report. Sylvia, I thought you were going to have one too. I was excited for us. I just wanted to mention that some of you guys know the Public Safety Commission did have our Bells for Bikes event this past weekend down by the trail on Saturday morning. We were there for a couple hours, talked to a lot of people, gave away 50 bells. Everyone was excited, and hopefully, they'll all use them. And we did attach them to a lot of the bikes as we were there, so we didn't just hand them out. But it was a good event, and we handed out the kind of etiquette for the trail card that we had put together, the committee had put together. So, good event and a good thing for the town that the commission was doing.
Jim, you're liaison to the Sustainable Cheshire Committee, correct? Okay. I was thinking would be point in time, and I hope it can come up in an agenda that they have. If they could, maybe when they're ready or feel like they have something they'd like to report to the council, I would welcome that to come to the council. I see they've got some activities going on within the community that are attracting some attention, and volunteers, which is the good thing, notable volunteers, some of our businesses and stuff like that. So perhaps that could be conveyed to them, and we could figure out a way to have them come and give us an update. I thought you thought that sounded good. Okay, now for the aforementioned appointments. The aforementioned, I should say.
Thank you. I'd like to ask the town council to appoint Thomas Bartley to fill a position on the Zoning Board of Appeals as an alternate. It's a new appointment filling the vacancy of Doug Noble. The term of office is from the present day till 12/01/2025, and he's a Republican.
I have no appointments of my own, but I'm happy to second the one Mrs. Nichols just read.
Just love to fill in those seats. Okay. So with that, I'll call for a vote on those appointments. All those approved. Look at that. Thank you for that.
And you can sign this when you
Got
go
that.
in, and I
You
just
got it.
messed up my.
Okay. We're now here to be introduced to Lou D'Agostino and ask him if he has a report. I know the answer, but I'll ask anyway. And thank you, Lou, for showing up.
Thank you, Mr. Slocum. No report.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Okay. With that, we'll move to council communications. Any letters to the council? I'm not aware of any. But if someone has that opportunity and they want to share it, fine. Okay, we're next moving along to executive session. So I will look to go into executive session for contract negotiations and land acquisition topics. So if I could have a motion to include
All four of
all
the front row
four
there,
staff.
if that's
Okay.
okay.
So moved. All those in favor? Yep. We're going to be going into executive session. Upon this vote, there will be no action taken after the executive session. So thank you.